Hey guys, it's about 8:30 and I'm about to finish up cooking breakfast, then we're gonna eat and get started with school. This is fairly typical timing. Usually it's like, I'd say between 8 and 9 when we get started. Probably closer to 9, more on average, honestly. And I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. We usually are in pajamas, and I certainly don't put on makeup before doing school time usually, but I threw on a little bit. And hopefully kids are gonna be better behaved. Since they know that people are watching, they might be a little more self-conscious. So it may not be 100% accurate in that way. I just had to share my no drama llama mug with you. Since one of the questions that I've gotten quite a few times already is how do you do one-on-one school with more than one child? I'm hoping that I can kind of show you that part, but I do want to add that it takes a while to, I think, get the hang of that, to juggle it, because it's not always super easy. And I have an advantage that my son had already been we'd already been homeschooling for a few years before Ellie was added in. So that helps a lot because he was really already into the routine of, doing school. And my 5-year-old does pretty decent for a 5-year-old of sitting still and, doing what she's supposed to do and all of that. She enjoys school for the most part. So I have those two added benefits that I realize is it's going to look different in every single home. But I'm hoping I can sort of like give you an idea of like what it looks like to juggle back and forth between the two and kind of stagger the one-on-one time, if that makes sense. So I hope that will help. Does that look good?
Look good.
Good. It passed the toddler test. Can you tell me, did you learn anything new about the brain that you didn't, anything else about the brain? Can you think about like when we made our model with Play-Doh?
What's one of the names of the parts of the brain?
Well, you can just tell me that there are different parts of the brain. All right, guys. First time fail. I realized that I was taping the wall. So since you probably don't want to see the wall, that part of morning time won't be in there. So I'll just tell you what we did really quick. I started with Love Does for Kids. We read a chapter out of it, and which led to a really nice discussion about being kind to your siblings, a lesson that we can really use lately, especially with being together even more the past few months. So that was really nice. It led straight into a discussion about something we had to discuss yesterday. And then I'm going to show you just a real quick. And then I've got this book, See Inside Your Body from Usborne. Love this book. Like if you get invited to an Usborne party and you are trying to find something, this one's a really cool one. So we've been learning about the nervous system. And we read this page here. It's got all these fun little flaps and things like that that you lift to read more information underneath it. They have great body books. I have a few. Anyway, so we read that, and then now the kids are, you did see this part, the kids are finishing up filling in what they've learned about the nervous system, like the past few lessons, and coloring it. And for Ellie, she told me what to write, and I wrote it for her. And then I'm going to, I'm going to read a chapter from Boy of the Pyramids, a chapter book we're reading because we're learning about ancient Egypt right now. And then we'll move on to individual school. And you'll get to see how I do.
And that's because I don't know how to write yet.
Well, you do know how to write, but you need help with the spelling part.
Yeah. And some carrots. And I jawed a pear and a little bit of gold and this one picture of someone that loves this, and it is this orange, and that's all.
Okay. And we did that while we were listening to stories. They will draw while I'm teaching sometimes. It's amazing to me to think it cost more to buy an animal than it did to buy a human being.
God. It costs more for an animal.
That's what it says, at least in Egypt in this time. Costs more to buy an animal than to purchase a human being.
That makes it seem like they're useless. Gosh.
That tells just how little people that own slaves thought of the slaves.
Yeah, but I guess
I know.
Why would they make that cost more?
Hard to believe. All right, Caleb. Okay, so we finished up with morning time. Let's see what time is it. It is 10:24 right now. And Olive is in the living room playing. If you see me in parts of the video looking over or smiling, that's it's her. She comes to I have a gate that goes between the living room and the kitchen, mostly because I have to do that for school. And so she is in there playing and pulling out all the toys and destroying the living room. At some point, you may hear the TV going because it's real life, and that's what happens sometimes for school. Once she's bored of playing, sometimes I'll put on a show for her. So what you're going to see right now, what we're going to do next is I'm going to start with Caleb for one-on-one subjects. We're going to do start with language arts and probably the math lesson after. And Ellie is just doing her own thing in here. She's sitting at the table coloring. She, a lot of times, will take a little bit of break between morning time and one-on-one. Occasionally, she wants to go ahead and work on her one-on-one time with me. So sometimes this will be flip-flopped some days, and I will work with her one-on-one while Caleb works on individual school, because his does take a little bit longer. He has, because he's older, his is a little bit longer. So sometimes it's flip-flop, but today Ellie's doing her own thing. She's going to color. She may be in and out of the living room playing with Olive while I'm working one-on-one. With Caleb. And then once I'm to the point where I'm working one-on-one with Ellie, then Caleb will be working on the things that he can work on, mostly independently. He may need, he may ask questions from time to time, but he usually is working on independent things while I'm working with her. And if he finishes up while I'm still working with her, then, he's done and he's free to do whatever. All right, good job. You did this pretty quick. Have you noticed that a lot of shape names end with the sound gon? Like octagon, yeah. Pentagon, yeah. Hexagon. Gon is a Greek word that means angle. I did not know that. Oh. The part of the word that comes before gon, penta, hexa, hepta, octa, nona, or deca, tells you. Yeah, decagon. Yeah, that's 9 sides, that's 10 sides. They're not as common. I mean, you don't hear them as much. Okay, so it tells you how.
Heptagon. Really?
Hepta's 7. The ones you hear most often are pentagon, hexagon, octagon. Yeah. You don't hear hepta, nona, or deca as often. They're not as common. Yes, you already know that one. Mom. Okay? You do this one next. This is a fun part. What does a W say?
I can't find where else.
No. W. In. No. You're going to wait a second. W. In. No. Win. Yes. Like, and that's like the kind of win, like, did you win the game? What do you need, Caleb?
I can't find.
It. Zip. Okay.
I see a dog. Look, see what I can.
That's sweet. The doggy reminds me of Miss Odessa's doggy.
Yeah, I see that thing. I see a cat.
Can you point to the ellipse? Is the ellipse on the right side or the left side?
What?
Right. So 2 hops plus 3 hops is 5
hops.
5 hops. All right, go back to 0. Okay, this time I want you, what can we do? I want you to tippy toe to the number 6. Tippy toe to 6. Okay, and then that wasn't a tippy toe. That was like a, I don't even know what that was. Okay. It's a leap. Fine, leap. Just get to the number 6. What do you want to do? A leap or a tippy toe?
A leap.
Or a, oh my gosh. Okay.
No, I didn't do it, God.
Ellie, just stay on the number 6. Stay. Okay. Now, do 2 more swings or whatever that was. 2 more numbers.
What? Hey, look.
All right. What number are you on?
2 plus 2
6.
is...
Ellie moves plus 2. Ellie moves equals 8. Ellie moves. I don't know what that craziness was. Go back to 0. Okay, so it's about 12:30, and Caleb is finished up. He finished before Ellie did, and she's finishing up her last of her math, which is an independent worksheet, which she usually has no problem finishing on her own. And I'm going to stop to make lunch. And this is about the time we usually finish. I shoot for 12 or 12:30. Sometimes it's closer to 1 if we got started late or it took longer or whatever. But yeah, this is about normal time to stop right before lunch. What are you doing? Say hey.
Hey.
Say bye-bye. Can you wave? Say bye.
Bye.